Namaste everyone. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to give talk on Vimanas Ramayana. Being an aeronautical engineer, I feel proud to talk about Vimanas described in Ramayana. This lecture I am going to explain various descriptions on Vimanas Ramayana and also the technology behind it. Similar descriptions of the technology from Vaimanika Shastra. In this lecture, I am going to explain various descriptions of Vimanas in Ramayana and the technology behind it, and also Vaimanika Shastra descriptions of similar technology. So I am aeronautical engineer working in Vedas company, Vaddadi Engineering Design and Analysis Services. Descriptions of Vimanas from Ramayana. Aranya Kanda. So this is the sloka. The translation goes like this. Then the miracle air chariot of Ravana, which is miraculously designed to appear and disappear at the wish of its master, yoked with miraculous mules and built with its golden wheels and parts, appeared afore Ravana, praying noisily. So let us see the descriptions from Vaimanika Shastra. So they have mentioned that the Vimana will appear and disappear, right? So let us see now what similar descriptions I have decoded from Vaimanika Shastra. You can see sky-like appearance shloka. This is from Vaimanika Shastra, the photo which you see in this slide. So the retranslation goes like this. Sky-like appearance is the heading of it, shloka. And these are the instructions given to the pilot in Vaimanika Shastra. So according to sky techniques or sky devices, by mixing black mica solution with neem and bhunagar, earth snake decoctions, and smearing the solution on the outer body of Vimana made of mica plates, exposing to solar rays, the plane will disappear and look like the sky and become invisible, appearing like the sky. So how can we interpret it? The chemicals or the materials described in this shloka may be producing sky blue color solution, which when applied on the Vimana makes it look like sky, making Vimana disappear or unnoticed. So here in this case, there should be a special device which can make this solution spread all over the Vimana, which could be possible if there are any tiny openings all over the skin of the Vimana connecting to the produced chemical solution container inside the Vimana. So the next sloka which I am going to explain is about the Sundara Kanda. In this they have described about Pushpaka Vimana. It is obtained by rigors and expertise. It is the one which moves about by thoughts of concentrated mind, and it is made from various significant parts with an appearance of parts equal significance, collected from here and there from all over the world. So let us see the descriptions from Vaimanika Shastra. So in Vaimanika Shastra, this is a shloka. Right side we can see a shloka photo. So that is the first instruction given to the pilots in Vaimanika Shastra. So left side we can see the translation. Uh, Next slide I am going to show the retranslation. So manufacturing technology, manufacturing related retranslations of pilot instructions chapter in Vaimanika Shastra. So the retranslation goes like this. Through mantras with the help of resonance and vibration phenomenon, first we remove obstacles and achieving abilities of rapid production power, the basic things required for Vimana are obtained, and then the remaining parts are focused with the energy of magnetism and attraction for materialistic things for manufacturing Vimana. So the resulting Vimana will be strong and cannot be destroyed in any manner. So interpretation, like I have said, there are lots of sound waves and even modern technology still developing modern science also. So we cannot reach the ancient advanced technology and science yet, but still there are some researches going on the sound waves. So these are some of the descriptions from modern science and technology. So sound waves are connecting to the building blocks of the universe. the energies and properties changing matter. So there are various mantras described in Sanskrit shloka and give a very lengthy ritual kind of information, but when we translate it into technical terms, the above sentence is formed. So that's what the Sanskrit words having various meanings. It is a coded language, and thus when each of these mantras described in the Sanskrit shloka, when we translate it into technical terms, the ritual shlokas result into something technical procedure to manufacture a Vimana. And these are the examples of modern technology and equation, matter, wave, and quantum mechanics. All matter can exhibit wave-like behavior. For example, a beam of electrons can be diffracted, just like a beam of light or water wave. So matter waves are a central part of the theory of quantum mechanics, being an example of wave-particle duality. So the detailed mantra descriptions and translations need to be analyzed with experts, and also need further investigation also how mantra waves can influence matter. This also need to be studied. So now in this sloka, it is about protection under the feet of the husband, Sita's husband. She said that it is better than being on top of a lofty building, or in aerial cars, or in moving through the sky, or in attaining all types of positions. So when Sumatra enters Rama's palace, he notices houses, means rooms similar to flying divine cars. So it is from Ayodhya Kanda. So let me explain what exactly it says. Means what the description of Vimanas goes like this. It is able to attain all types of positions. Means it is able to move. Here we need to understand that it is not like modern aircraft, just single form. The ancient Vimanas has multiple forms. It can transform into various shapes and positions. So here in this is a shloka from Vaimanika Shastra picture you can see, and this shloka is about contraction. So retranslation as mentioned in the machine parts or manual section, when the Vimana is flying at a speed of with fully extended wings and there is danger ahead. So by operating the 7th switch in the Vimana, the wings can be made to fold. So if you all know about Pushpaka Vimana in Ramayana, I'm going to explain in detail about it in the next slides. So if you remember, it also has wings. So this in this sloka from Vaimanika Shastra, they are explaining that the extended wings are there. When there is a need to fold it, it can be folded. The contraction is there, and the devices which they have used are Agnopa Samhara Yantra, means it is a folding up device used for contraction of the Vimana parts. So interpretation, danger could be that in higher altitudes due to supersonic speed, and expanded wing causes drag also, and if there are any obstacles also, and also it could catch fire due to friction of air and wings. So it also explains foldable wings which could be having sweep back wing mechanisms. And I have done research on the Vimanashastra diagrams and the shlokas descriptions. So there are many like that advanced features of the Vimanas. It can keep transforming as per the altitudes and as per the missions. For example, mission on the Earth, it will be in one form, and when it wants to go to space, when the Vimana wants to go to space, it will be transforming. So there are no different types of flying machines like for on the earth. Now we use aircraft, and to go to the space we are using a rocket or space shuttle kind of. So but in the ancient times the Vimanas are so advanced, they are so multi-purpose. So they can retract, for example we can see modern day aircraft landing gears, it can be retracted, right? So similarly ancient Vimanas, it has many such advanced retracting and contraction, like they have said mentioned in this shloka. So there are many such advanced features of Vimanas. So here Agnopa Samhara Yantra. So this device, it could be the device or link responsible for folding the expanded wings of the Vimana. So now expansion also is there, the similar mechanism. So expansion according to ITER technology, when the Vimana is in the first and third regions of the sky, when there is air in abundance, by operating the switch in the 11th section of the plane, the wings are expanded suitably as described in Valmiki Ganita. So Vistrita Kriya is the device which is responsible for this as per my research. So it is an expanding location in the middle of section of Vimana. So interpretation, this explains the lower and higher atmospheric regions and air abundance region also. So when the air comes and hits the wings, then it can go much higher speed. So like that, depending on that, the pilot should be modifying all these things. So they are described in which the Vimana can fly with expanded wings. So ether technology is mentioned because in this loka energy source also they want to describe. So that's why they might have described this ether technology also. Modern technology is not so advanced to understand all these great things, but still we are in the developing stage. Maybe after some decades we can understand this much high technology. So it also describes here, or there could be another reason where ether means akash or space. So that also we can interpret. So the space technology terms also can be interpreted into this loka. So it also needs further investigation. And Vimana part used is Vistrita Kriya, which is responsible for expansion of the wings in Vimana. So now this is another sloka. It is said then that Sumantra entered Rama's palace, which was like top of a mountain, like unmoving cloud, which contained houses equal to excellent divine cars, like crocodile entering the ocean containing a number of precious stones. So nobody obstructed him. So this is a experience. And then when Bharata meets Rama after his exile, he sees the bed of dharba, grass, and wonders how a prince like Rama and his wife Sita slept on grass blades while they were supposed to sleep in the palaces similar to flying chariots of gods. So they have mentioned cloud, right? So see now how in Vaimanaka Shastra they are describing how to make the Vimana look like cloud, means disappear. So here read translation. This sloka from Vaimanika Shastra. Cloud-like appearance, mixing pomegranate juice, bilwa or whale oil, copper, salt, kitchen smoke, granthika or Google liquid mustard powder, fish scale decoctions, and adding seashell rock salt powder and collecting smoke of the same solution, exposing it to solar heat enveloping the cover, the Vimana will have the appearance of a cloud. So by doing all these procedures which they have mentioned, they can make the Vimana look like a cloud, means appear like a cloud. So interpretation, what we can interpret it. Like I have told you, modern technology is not so much advanced, and even Sanskrit also, nobody is so much perfect that they can understand all the words. So we have translated maximum which meet maybe like 90% maybe, but still there are many things to decode and to understand, because I have told you that there are multiple meanings, and we need to understand perfect meaning and implement it perfectly in the sentence to understand it perfectly. So now interpretation goes like this. So this again describes similar style of making Vimana unnoticed by projecting it similar to the cloud. We have seen a sloka which makes the Vimana look like sky, right? So now this is a sloka which is explaining to the pilot instructions given to the astronaut, how to make the Vimana appear like the cloud. So the materials used may produce cloud like gray or white color chemical solution or smoke which will be surrounding the Vimana. So that could be the possibility which we can understand with the with the knowledge of modern technology. Or the solution will form vapor all around the Vimana, which makes it look like a cloud, and the Vimana surrounding in cloud-like appearance. to escape an enemy attack or alien people, and also to be unnoticed. So the translation, having ever dwelt in palaces, this is from Ramayana again. The upper apartments resembling the chariots of the gods, and in terrace furnished with excellent carpets, decked with the heaps of flowers, perfumed with sandals and aloes, like unto a bright and towering cloud, re-echoing to the cries of parrots, surpassing the finest of palaces, which were cool and fragrant with perfumes. So Hanuman, upon entering Ravana's palace in Sri Lanka, for the first time he sees Pushpaka Vimana and also feels Ravana's palace is a big as a flying machine, as big as a flying plane. So there is another sloka, similar descriptions. So being shown by the best among women like a cloud by lightning, being worshipped like being carried by the best swans, like an aerial car full of splendor of good people in the sky. So this is another sloka. Now similar descriptions from Vaimanika Shastra, the technology and science behind it. So transforming shape. The Vimana is so advanced, the ancient Vimanas so advanced that it can transform its shape. So let us see how advanced it is. And see, this is a picture from Vaimanika Shastra pilot instructions again. So retranslation when we have done in the research. So as stated in the subject of oils, by preparing Gridrajinva Kumbhini and so all these oils and rubbing to the distorting mirror in the Vimana with them, applying it to the 19th kind of smoker, charging it with Kuntini Shakti, electricity in the Vimana. Shapes like lion, tiger, rhinoceros, serpent, mountain, river will appear and amaze the observers and confuse them. So see how advanced is the ancient Vimana. It is going to completely appear like a different various types of animals and also like mountain. So in Ramayana we can see many like there are some slokas which describe that Vimana is like mountain. So we can see, we can understand how advanced they were. So this explains creating a smoke or vapor surrounding the Vimana using mirror and oils reflect various animals selected by the pilots. See how the how advanced it is and how many options pilot has. He can choose many things. So when he wants to the Vimana to look like lion and make the enemies get afraid, so then the pilot can use the device and click on it, and then the Vimana appears like lion. So like that. There are many such advanced features. So then the smoke around the Vimana, it hides the Vimana showing only animals. So it is so advanced. So this when I was doing research with the team, so we also thought that this could be something like making the viewers think. For example, smoke is there. So when we smell in that smoke, then we can see something else. So this could be that also. There are so many possibilities. We need to think of so many possibilities because modern technology is not that much advanced. And also I'm going to explain something about holographic images also. So there are such interpretations also which we can do about all these descriptions, advanced technology descriptions from Vaimanika Shastra. So now again this is another advanced description. I like means what it makes the Vimana to look like beautiful like a lady. Let us see the translation. By attracting the 13 kinds of producing force mentioned in the force production subject, applying snow surcharged air and protecting it through the air conveying tube to the Pushpini Pinjula flower mirrors in the front of side of the Vimana and focusing on it the Suraga beam, a heavenly damsel bedecked with flowers and jewels will appear on to the onlookers of the Vimana. So what happens when they are using this device Pushpini Pinjula, all these things. So what happens, the Vimana will be looking like a beautiful lady. So let us see how So let us see how they are using this. Means they are making the enemies to get attracted to this Vimana, and then they will be shooting the missile. So how advanced their technology is. So interpretation, this explains projection of holographic image of a beautiful lady. So this is just an interpretation which we have made, holographic image. So this will make the pilots shocked and attract towards the Vimana, which would be easy for the Vimana to attack them. So that's what they are trying to do. So, and this is again another description from Ramayana. So what it says, there the great Hanuma saw a great aerial car, the best among best of aerial cars, shining with the name of Pushpaka Vimana, with the rays of precious stones and capable of traveling long distances. So entire description of Pushpaka Vimana was given through Hanuman in Sundarakanda 8th Sarga. And again translation, another similar description of Pushpaka Vimana. So Hanuman saw that aerial plane which Rakshasas, who were great eaters with a face beautified by earnings, who roamed around in the sky space, and thousands of genii with round eyes, crooked eyes, and wide eyes capable of great speed carrying it. So let us see how we can interpret it, and there are similar descriptions of it in Vaimanika Shastra. Here in this sloka we can see the translation is methods bringing terrific shape on for the Vimana. So as stated in vapor subject, by producing 32nd kind of vapor through mechanism and charging it with the solar power or light of heat waves in the sky, projecting it through the flower-shaped wheel tube to the Bhairavi oil smeared Vairupa Darpana located at the top of Vimana and whirling with 132nd type of speed, means a supersonic or high Mach number. A very fierce and terrifying shape of the Vimana will emerge, causing utter fright to the onlookers. Since they are making the Vimana look so terrific shape that the whoever sees the Vimana will get afraid. So that one. The devices which they have used are Vairupa Darpana, means which means different various shapes, appearance reflecting mirror, and Padma Chakra Mukha, means which means wheel appearing like a flower at the Shirobhaga, at the or at the top head end or the crest of the Vimana. So these are the devices which they have used. And interpretation, as I have told you, I am going to explain modern one of the modern technology. So a method to hide the identification of Vimana by projecting to the viewers terrific shape will make them scared. The word Darpana means not exactly mirror, but something which can reflect. For example, as mentioned in the Vimana parts, the Vimana is similar to human body. They have written, and similar to pressure points also. There are many interpretations. So I am still in the process of writing the second and third meanings of the complete book Vaimanika Shastra. I am going to explain in one of the future sessions in this webinar. The first meaning of Vaimanika Shastra is about machines. So, and the second meaning when we translate, so it gives some other meaning, spiritual meaning also, and universe related meanings. For example, Vimana means universe example, a sun, and pilot or astronaut means the energy driving it. So there are multiple meanings we can extract from this great Sanskrit coded text. So and there is also other researchers, great researchers. One of the researcher has done a translation of a sloka. That sloka will be describing that God has 100 heads and 100 hands. So when he tried to translate it to technical meanings, then he got the meaning that of a detailed construction procedure, how to construct a motor. So when he constructed the motor, it is showing so much advanced efficiency when the modern technology is not having that much advanced thing. So it is more efficient. So there are multiple meanings of these great texts. We need to extract all the science and technology in all the forms. So now coming back to this, so we can understand the word darpana in various forms. Also, we need to translate it properly and interpret it. So now we can see the reflection of it. Same way here, Vimana Darpana meant the projection. 3D projection, virtual image techniques methods are described. So Vairupa Darpana is holographic image projector. This is just interpretation which projects various shapes. So examples in modern technology we can see here, Innovation Center, dinosaur hologram. Namaste everyone. So today I am going to explain about Pushpaka Vimana and similar Vimanas and also the technology from Vaimanika Shastra. Here in this slide we can see a shloka from Ramayana. So the translation goes like this: I have seen the nether worlds of rain god, earth and its substrata, like Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Patala terrains, and I have even seen those empyrean worlds that were triply trodden by Vishnu, and the intermediary regions of upper and lower worlds where gods and demons combated ghastly. And because I am that aged, I have also seen the unseeable milky ocean when it was churned from ambrosia. So these are the descriptions, this is the translation of this sloka. So we can understand how much great the Vimanas are. So they can take the people into different worlds, into different galaxies, universes also. So it is very much advanced, and like that this description is about the ancient Vimanas and how people used to see the complete galaxies and worlds all over the universe. Pushpaka Vimana is described similar to a huge jumbo jet in Sundarakanda and also Yuddhakanda. And Vibhishana says that after lunch Rama can reach Ayodhya before sunset if he travels in Pushpaka Vimana. So he says with Pushpaka Vimana about around like 2200 kilometer can be travelled in less than 5 hours. So which means when we calculate it can travel at a 440 kilometer per hour. So it carried Rama, Sita, Lakshmana along with the entire Vanara army. So it must be of great dimension. And as per my research, it has extendable wings also. I'm going to explain in the coming slides. So it we can alter, the pilot can change the speed as per his wish and as per the mission. If on the earth it is traveling, we can make it in a different way flying, and if it is going to the space and other galaxies, it will be a different one. So it can use different kinds of devices like that. It is like multi-purpose, not like aircraft. Like modern day we use aircraft for traveling in the earth, and spacecraft a different, complete different thing for traveling, going into the space. So this is not like that. Ancient Vimanas are like multi-purpose. So like let us see the next point. There were other varieties of crafts, like for fighter jet is used, it is used by Indrajit in war to travel at supersonic speeds and emit smoke. Also helicopter used by Ravana to abduct Sita from middle of the forest, which landed and took off without any landing strip. Actually we use modern term helicopter, the terms are different. Actually it has extendable wings, like for example a bird also. So like that it doesn't need any huge runway kind of thing, like modern aircraft needs, right? Huge runway to take off, so like that. It has VTOL properties also. And here this is another shloka from Yuddha Kanda, and it says like its translation goes like this: hearing the words of Rama, Vibhishana replied, "O prince, I will get you to that city in a day." so we can understand how much speed the Vimana can fly. So like that, ancient people used to travel. Here in this slide, we can see another shloka from Ramayana. The generous minded Rama, along with Lakshmana, felt amazed to see the aforesaid aerial car, Pushpaka, which resembled a mountain and which could travel everywhere at will, arrived on that occasion. So, if you remember, I have said in my previous lecture that the Vimana can be using so many advanced devices. It can appear like a mountain also, and also the Vimanas are very big, and it has several floors also, so that it can accommodate more people. So it could travel everywhere at will. As I told you, it can travel to some other galaxies, universes also. So it is so advanced. And also there are other things which they have mentioned, like it has golden color also. So here in this slide, what the diagrams which you see are the first diagram, upper diagram, that is from Vaimanika Shastra. So drawings by Lapa, they have showed how the Vimana looks. So and here the bottom image which you see are the 3D model images which I have created. So why it is golden color? It is because it is made of Rajaloha. So this is Shakuna Vimana. The Vimana which I found similar to Pushpaka Vimana from Vaimanika Shastra is this. This is completely almost similar to Pushpaka Vimana. So here also they have mentioned so many advanced features. For example, the wings, it has extendable properties, and when it extend, it can fly even more height and speed. For example, we see birds, right? This is called ornithopter. So we in modern technology is not yet that much developed, but still we can try to understand. Example, you see a small bird, its small wings. It cannot fly too much greater height and too much speed. But bigger wing birds, they can fly to more height altitude, and they can fly speed also. So like that. Let me explain more about these works which I have done. Here in this slide, you can see Shakuna Vimana top view. So there are many descriptions of many several devices which have been used in this Vimana. So let me explain more about this. Shakuna means when we translate, it says that bird. Shakuna means bird. So Shakuna Vimana looks like large 100 feet ornithopter like Viman using flapping wing mechanisms and the rudder to lift off. So this Vimana description has two special features like extended wings to infinite length. So as per my investigation, this might be using various layers of wings. So what I have discovered is that there are sheets, kind of structures overlapped over one another, expanding them as per the location and maneuver of the Vimana. So as I told you, like as per the missions, the pilot used to modify the Vimana and all the wings, everything. So depending on that, they used to travel and with this Vimanas, and the different types of devices or yantras also which they mentioned in specific locations of this Vimana. Like these devices, basic investigations are described. So I have written a book, Reverse Engineering Vedic Vimana. So in that book I have described. And so Vimana working, the propeller gives thrust force to move forward, and the wings lift off the Vimana. As I told you, they don't need a runway. So there are huge wings. Modern day ornithopter is not at all properly developed, but these ancient great huge ornithopters are like that. So VTOL, vertical takeoff and landing, like that also they can work. And so 3D model is done. I have referred to the drawings from Vaimanika Shastra, even the Sanskrit slokas I have retranslated. but there is also dome around the floors. Means I have whatever diagram I have shown to you in the previous slide. That is, I have removed the outer dome, showing the inside how it will be looking on the inside. So like that, and the design which I did, and the CFD analysis, flow analysis also I have done, and detailed devices working is going to be shown. Means I am going to write another book, so in that I am going to write about it. So here we can see Shakuna Vimana various views. So at the left side, default view side, and then top view, side view, like that. And right side we can see the picture analysis of the Shakuna Vimana. The analysis which I did is found to be similar to the advanced aerospace vehicles design in modern days. Shakuna Vimana is similar to a modern day ornithopter, but with much more advanced features, and also exhibit similar results when done analysis on it. Here in this slide we can see foreigners have created prototype inspired from Ramayana also, and from Vaimanika Shastra. So they have created a prototype, drone prototype. After numerous projects and construction initiatives, new drone models are made. So experimental dronic laboratory, they have started experimentation construction of new operational drones inspired by mathematical, non-mathematical logic of the archaic tradition of India. So here in this slide we can see a video which I have kept, that is we have done wind tunnel testing of Shakuna Vimana in Gitam University. The testing is done by Yagyadatta Dwivedi sir. So we have found the results that it is completely aerodynamic. When we try to create a real model, then the Vimana will obviously fly. So the wind tunnel testing results are completely positive, proving that the Vimana is flying aerodynamic viable structure. We can see in this slide that there are other country people who take inspiration of Vimanas. Vimana Global, so they have kept the name of their company like that, inspired by our ancient Vedic Vimanas. So flying cars for cargo and human transport. So founded in 2015, Vimana Global Inc., named after the mythological flying palaces or chariots described in the Hindu texts and Sanskrit epics, is developing a hybrid electric vertical takeoff and landing VTOL autonomous aerial vehicle. So these autonomous aerial vehicles are intended to address traffic congestion in urban areas by using airspace to move cargo throughout a city, allow first responders a way to get to a location quickly, and ultimately transport commuters. So when I have gone through the technology and all these things, so their drones are completely unique, and what I have found is that they have used the idea of Rukma Vimana. So Rukma Vimana has wing-like structures. At the end there are propellers, so they are moving, they are movable. So that concept and idea they have used here. So there are many people who take inspiration of our ancient Vedic Vimanas. So here we can see various types of Vimanas mentioned in Ramayana. Vyomachara. So Vyoma means sky or space. Chara means travelers. So here Valmiki's description matches with modern day pilots wearing round goggles around their eyes. So astronauts and all those astronauts who, so there are many such similar things. Even in temples we find such things also in the other country temples, Hindu temples, many such things. So Valmiki also mentions Vimanas in Kandas of Ayodhya. So these are all the numbers 27, 8. So all these Kandas, Aranya Kanda, also Kishkinda Kanda, Sundara Kanda. So all these lines, slokas, there are descriptions of many other types of Vimanas. So at many other instances, Valmiki has described separately the flying by yogic siddhi at Ayodhya. So Vimana taking away the dead to heaven at Ayodhya, and the Vimana of gods at Aranyakanda also. And thus Valmiki has differentiated the real and imaginary aeroplanes in Yuddhakanda also. So he also mentions different layers of atmosphere in which different sizes of Vimanas could fly. So Sampati talks to Angada and describes them in Kishkinda Kanda. So there are many descriptions like that. Even in Vimana Shastra, there are different layers of the atmosphere described in very detail. So we can understand how much advanced technology they have described. Even in the Ramayana, they are referring to those ancient advanced spacecrafts. So there are already some other some more descriptions, like while Ravana's army flew in bunches on Vimanas, Vanaras flew individually in their flying machines. This description of Vanaras flying suggests that they might have gliders floating on the air currents which were noiseless. So there are many such things, and all the Vanaras were not able to fly. Only few could fly, and they formed a platoon or a flying squad. Rama ordered this flying squad to fly forward and search Daityas, Ravana's men, hidden in pits or forests or castles. They were all searching for Sita Devi. So when they okayed the route, the rest of the Vanar army was marched ahead. So see, similar to modern aircraft pilots and modern defense things. So this arrangement is just like modern war tactics. So the capacity of their flights was measured in yojanas. So they had different terms, and we use in English now different words. So Jambavanta says he can fly 80 yojanas as he became old. So Angada says he can fly 100 yojanas, that is minimum 400 miles at a stretch, but was not sure of returning. And Hanuman had a much greater capacity, almost limitless. So here we can see various types of Vimanas which I have decoded from Vaimanika Shastra. So like I have explained to you various types of flying vehicles and types of gliders etc. in the previous slide. So these are from Vaimanika Shastra. There are total 4 Vimanas described in detail with the available text which we have. So this is called Rukma Vimana. So you can see the diagrams in the upper row. So they are from Vaimanika Shastra, and the second row are the 3D model drawings which I have made. So third row you can see at the bottom, these are the complete huge Vimana 3D models which I have created. So I have also understood and interpreted from the text that the Vimana is having wing and all those. So I have discovered, for example, beak-like structure is mentioned. So I have interpreted it since I am an aeronautical engineer. So I understood that an airfoil shape. So it has wings, and at the end there are propellers. So it is like some our modern technology is not that much advanced, but something similar to VTOL Osprey. It is the name of an aircraft in the modern technology. And here we can see Sundara Vimana. This is another type of Vimana. At the left side we can see the 3D drawings, sorry 2D drawings from Vaimanika Shastra. And right side you can see the 2D diagrams of the 3D models which I have created. So and here this is called Tripura Vimana. So Tripura Vimana is completely advanced because it goes under the water, on the water, and in the air, in the space also. So it has special material also. It is called Trinetra Loha. So Tripura Vimana, these are the diagrams left side from Vaimanika Shastra and right side the 3D modeling 2D diagrams which I have created in the 3D modeling software. So this is completely advanced Vimana. So these are some other types of Vimanas, and I have also decoded and recreated Marutsaka Vimana, and it has been tested in California University wind tunnel testing. You can see in the YouTube. Namaste. So today I am going to explain Astras used in Ramayana. Means aerial wars, UFOs and aliens kind of subject from Vaimanika Shastra. So let me first talk about Jatayu. So Jatayu, there are many places related to Jatayu. Actually, when Ravana was taking Sita to Sri Lanka, so then Jatayu came to save her from Ravana, and Ravana has attacked back on to Jatayu. So let us see some interesting places related to archaeology and all those. So Jatayu scripture is there at Jatayu Nature Park. So according to local lore of Kerala, it is believed that Jatayu fell on the rocks in Chadayamangalam in Kollam district of Kerala. So after his wings were clipped off by Ravana. So we need to read carefully, like clipped off means what are the weapons and astras used by him. He was inside the Vimana. So and then the name Chadaya Mangalam is said to be derived from Jatayu Mangalam. So Jatayu Earth's Center Nature Park in Chadaya Mangalam so features a 61 meters 200 feet wide statue of Jatayu which is credited as world's largest bird sculpture. So Lepakshi, this is another location in Andhra Pradesh. It is also attributed as the place where Jatayu fell after being wounded by Ravana, and Rama is said to have commanded the bird to rise, saying Lepakshi. So that's why the name of the location is like that. So hence the name of the village is like that. So and there is another location Vijayaraghava Perumali Temple. It is there in Tamil Nadu, associated with Jatayu because the presiding deity Vijayaraghava Perumal, a form of Rama, is believed to have performed the last rites of Jatayu at this place. The water body where Jatayu fell is called Jatayu Tirtham. So, like that. And then another place that is there is a temple, Tirupulla Bhutangudi. So it's a temple. So in Tamil Nadu, so that is also claimed as location of Jatai's last rites. So these are all the locations. So how Ravana attacked Jatayu? So we were not there at that time, but there are many astras means weapons described in Vaimanika Shastra. Means being in an aircraft, being in an aircraft flying in the air, how we can attack the someone who is outside. So all those are so aerial wars, UFOs and aliens. So this sounds interesting because the word alien is there means some people from other planet. In Vaimanika Shastra, so they have mentioned enemy Vimana. So as per many researchers, so it is believed that there are other planetary beings who want to occupy our planet Earth and to save our civilization and our human beings. So they have given us, provided us Vaimanika Shastra to save ourselves from the enemies, that is the people from other planets. So that is what even I have discovered in the research which I have done. So there are demons in that time also, in ancient times also. There are gods and demons, means good thoughts people and bad thought people, maybe. So let us see about all such things in Vaimanika Shastra. So Bharadwaja implies that Vimana or airplane constructed according to Vimana Shastra, so maybe enable men to reach God and enjoy the benefits of his divine abode. So here also we can understand that we are created by them, and we are being protected. We are provided with various Vedic texts, so we can make anything possible. We humans have that power, but the power is hidden. The one who can understand this power and able to access the power, they will reach God, enjoy all the dimensions of creation. So as it is mentioned in Vimana Shastra, human body and Vimana parts are similarly designed. So what does it mean? Means we all are designed by them. Our science and technology is not at all that much eligible to understand such things. So we can assume the one who will understand his own body working or Vimana working, including all areas of his brain, can understand working of the Vimana mentioned in Vaimanika Shastra, or the one who understands Vimana Shastra working of Vimana can understand the creation of God or the human body. So if he can implement in form of machines for Vimana, that is if he creates Vimana similar to God's creation, the human body, then the person will be able to access all dimensions, including spiritual dimension, means the dimension which we cannot see. We name it, we term it spiritual, but it is a common dimension, just not visible to our two eyes, but visible to our third eye. We all have it, but we are not giving much importance to it. So that is why we cannot accept it in science. So and then he will be reaching the God, means God means the one who created us. So this is what our interpretation is. So this is another shloka in Vaimanika Shastra. Destruction means how we can attack something out of our Vimana. So there are many such guidances in Vaimanika Shastra. When enemy planes come together in strength to destroy one's Vimana by setting aflame the fire power in the injurious tube pipe located at the navel of the plane and operating keys of two wheels, setting temperature to 87 degrees of heat. Burning Shakti or power will envelop, surround the enemy plane and destroy it. So here I have taken a lot of time to understand, try to understand all these. And since I am an aeronautical engineer, I am lucky that I could be able to understand that this particular shloka is describing a missile. So how fantastic is it? So there are many such things which modern English don't understand some terms. So the Sanskrit itself is very advanced language, coded language. We need to translate it properly to understand it correctly. That to technical terms we need to be carefully translating. Let me explain a little more about this sloka in detail in the next slide. So the devices used for this particular attacking, so it is called Shakti Sthana. At the front and right sides of the Vimana it is located, and at the front of the left side are to be located Nala Panchakanala, which means something having five tubes or pipes. So here also we need to understand that what is a tube or pipe, why what is it, how is it related, means those five things are missiles. So that's what I have discovered. And then next Panchavata Skanda Nala on the western center. So Vaishwanara Nala at the naval center. So these are all the devices said to be used in this particular act of the for the pilot. So I had to go through some other chapters of Vimana Shastra to correlate what device is used for which pilot instruction. So I took a lot of time to understand all this. Then interpretation. So during aerial wars, when the enemy plane attack in a group, when the Vimana used for facing them should be equipped or arranged with Shakti Stan at the front and right side, means the location where the energy exists. So setting the temperature 87 degrees, and then Nala Panchakanala front side 5 tubes or pipes. So at the front side 5 cylindrical tubes. So at the left side should be 5 pipes, 5 cylindrical tubes like missiles, and another pipe naval center. So injurious which also means a missile, and the above devices or equipment used to attack all the enemy planes. By operating these devices, burning fire will be surrounding the enemy plane and destroy it. So now let us see a modern day example. So a little more description. The word nala means tube and cylindrical missile structure kind of thing. So it may be location of the missile from which the missile shoots onto the enemy planes. So here Vimana Shastra mentioned 5 pipes means 5 missiles located at the hub kind of things, which are pipe like cylindrical structures embedded into the Vimana or aircraft. So modern day example. So as I told you already, we are not so much advanced, but still we have some technology. So let us see some similar technology. So an air to air missile fired from an aircraft for the purpose of destroying another aircraft. So typically powered by one or more rocket motors, usually solid fuel but sometimes liquid fuel. So here we can see, hope you can see the diagram. So it is completely understandable how they are describing in the Vimana. We can completely visualize it here in this picture. And this is a modern day aircraft with the missiles, but in the ancient times itself there used to be missiles. So they used to attack air to air, so like that. So when Ravana wanted to attack Jatayu, there are many options like this provided inside the Vimanas. There are many war tactics, mechanisms, devices are there, so many such things. This is one of the example, one of the shloka from Vaimanaka Shastra explaining how to attack. So there are other descriptions from Vaimanika Shastra. This is again something related to topic and interesting. So facing opposite party Vimana, so or facing something outside the existing aircraft which we are in. So retranslation, when we translate this sloka in the picture. So facing opposite party Vimana as mentioned in Rig Hridaya, means heart of Rig Veda, the meaning, by projecting air force of poison powders like Kubera, Vimuka, Vaishwanara through the third tube of Raudri mirror. Operating switch to activate air mechanism will produce extensive insensibility and coma to the people in the enemy Vimana. So means they are releasing some poisonous things onto the enemy Vimana or the people, like example Jatayu, when he come to attack Ravanas, he can he has many things, such things to face the enemy. So the devices used are Raudri mirror. So interpretation, it explains instructions to attack the enemy planes. Means Jatayu is like enemy for Ravana. So when he comes, then with the help of the poison powder, which makes the pilot experience extensive insensibility and coma. So Raudri mirror means the projector of poisonous smoke. So why we need to think like this? Because when the wings are cut, the bird, there is no means it is not a must for the bird to die. So there are many things to attack from the Vimana of Ravana, Pushpaka Vimana. Every Vimana has possibility for keeping this. Means when we create, when we manufacture, it is our choice to use all these or not. So Ravana he has all the Vimanas, almost many kinds of Vimanas. So there are many options also. So here there is another interesting thing. So stunning and making immobile. So this is also explained in Vaimanika Shastra. Inside the Vimana, all these are there for the pilot. Everything in the hands of pilot by projecting apasmara means confusion of mind, poison, fume, smoke through the tube on the north side of the Vimana and discharging it with Stambhana Yantra means a device which makes immobile. So people in the enemy planes will be made unconscious. Means again it is a similar thing. They are releasing something like a smoke. So devices used are apasmara poison gas at the junction tube front and Stambhana Yantra at the bottom, Shabda Kendra Mukha at the left side. So Shabda Karsha Yantra at the shoulder of the Vimana. So all these are the devices which they have used in this. So the interpretation, the pilot instruction again explains poisonous smoke with the tube on the north side means readily near to the enemies or enemy pilot or surrounding birds or anything. The Apasmara device is used. Stambhayana Yantra is a device which makes the people immobile means they cannot move. And Shabda Kendra Mukha means device which is the main producer of sound, maybe a device which produce sound similar to speaker means it makes some change to the human mind. And the Shabda Karshaka Yantra sound attracting device, maybe people's mind are influenced due to this sound and made them immobile and stunning. So let me explain something very interesting. Similar examples of modern technology. Of course, you all might be knowing Hitler. So for the World War, he used too many things from our Vaimanika Shastra. So they have hired, they have taken some many Sanskrit scholars. They have forced them to translate. So there are many such things found by the researchers. There are many proofs also. So let me explain some of the things which he has used related to our topic today, this particular shloka. So Hitler used classes of chemical weapon agents for the World War. So class of agent nerve. So and then something as well exient blood. So all these things and blister, choking, pulmonary, lacrimatory agent. So all these medical terms are there. We have taken all these things from the from his book itself. So incapacitating and cytotoxic toxic proteins. So all these are used by him for the World War. And I have got contact. I have got a NASA former NASA scientist also. He has contacted me, and they all have found that the Hitler's D Glock. There is a device which Hitler used for the World War. So that particular device has reference of our Vedic text, Rigveda, Vaimanika Shastra, all. So what they have approached me saying that, and they acknowledge it. So they say that all these things are taken from this Vedic text. So so like that there are blueprints of Hitler's means devices which he has invented, he has created. There are many such things. They have approached us saying that for if we can develop it furthermore, because Indians can understand more better than foreigners can. So there are many such things. Still we need to focus on to recreate. So here another interesting and completely related to our topic today, Jatayu and Ravana's fight. So presents this sloka according to the subject of energy techniques. By projection of the brightest beam of light, things in front of the Vimana are made visible. So when Jatayu comes, there is a dome surrounding the Vimana. So Pushpaka Vimana. So how they can see if Jatayu is attacking from the right side or back side of the Vimana and all those. So there are many things like that. Means the word brightest beam of light means it could mean detection, scanning, also using energy techniques which makes the objects in front of the Vimana visible. So like that they can see. And destruction, this is completely related again as described in the book of magical destruction, attracting the five kinds of smoke through the tube pressurizing machine in front part of the Vimana, merge it with vaporized form mentioned in the book Shadgarbha Viveka, and by pushing it electric force through five limbed aerial tube will destroy everything in a cataclysm, means it will be destroying it completely. So it is very interesting that there is a particular book for completely destruction, defense related maybe. So pressurizing five kinds of smoke is another interesting feature. Smokes could be explosive, so as per our knowledge and information, so chemical related, and thus resulting in the destruction after pushing out through the five limbed aerial tube. So everything in front of the Vimana or surrounding the Vimana, it will be like turned into ashes. So this is another related sloka facing all sides. Sorry, when enemy planes in group formation come to attack one's Vimana by operating switch which controls the upper end or crown of the Vimana, make it revolve with alternates and face all sides. So making Vimana easy to observe, defend, counter attack the enemy Vimanas. Means the Vimana of Ravana example, it can face all sides, the front part of the women like that it could turn. So it could also mean attacking procedure, projecting missiles through all the locations in the circumference of the Vimana. So visual view attraction, so by means of photographic device in the Vimana to obtain television view of things going on inside the enemy plane. So that is also there. This could be tiny device which shoots the enemy plane video, so which makes way into inside the plane of the enemy to capture what's happening inside. So action observing, this is also completely related. So by operating key which controls the bottom of the Vimana, white cloth is made to appear for display by electrifying the three acids uh, northeast part of Vimana, exposing them to seven kinds of solar rays, passing resultant force into the tube of Trishreshta mirror and three-headed mirror. So it and making the cloth screen face the mirror and switching on the upper key, all the activities going on the down below on the ground will be projected on the screen. Means example Jatayu, Jatayu, Ravana hits Jatayu with a missile or something like that, and then Jatayu falls down. How does Ravana know that a Jatayu has fallen, where he has fallen? If Ravana want to see, then this particular device Ravana can use inside the Pushpaka Vimana. He can operate, he can on it. If Jatayu is still living or moving, flying, everything he can see. So interpretation, I have a device which is made to capture what's happening below on the ground and project the in the Vimana on the cloth which is used as a screen. So it may be used for unplanned emergency landings also in unknown areas on the ground. For example, in this fight itself, when they want to land and fight, then also it is useful. So let us see summary. So this clearly explains, means someone created a human species. They are watching us, guarding us, guiding us. So in the instructions given for pilot in the Vimana Shastra, there are many weapon systems, war related technical descriptions also. Now, why a sage Maharshi Bharadwaja would be so much interested in educating humans about wars and weapons? So, the answer lies in the aerial wars happened with ancient ancestors, and paintings also are there. You can see Chhattisgarh UFO paintings in the internet if you are free. And then there are also wars with Indian gods. There are many descriptions in Puranas also. So, like Rakshas fighting with gods, all those things. So UFO shaped objects will be coming, and Indian gods are fighting. There are many such ancient pictures. So it is clearly explaining that there are some ancient race trying to destroy the human race, and since sages are against the destruction of God's creation, they are for the good. So hence, in the process of trying to protect the human race, they mention various war weapon systems in Vimana Shastra. Even in Ramayana, the Ravana should have used it for good purpose, not for destroying the good people. So there are many such things. Even now we need to defend the human race with from the alien race who are trying to occupy the earth or something like that, but not destroy our own human race. So that's what. Namaste everyone. So today I am going to explain a scientific approach towards the ancient literature, mainly Ramayana, and also a little about Mahabharata, and the gods and goddesses described in all these scriptures. So in this session, I'm going to explain mainly first introduction, and then a little about archaeological sites of alien ancestors, and the mainly main important sites, and then the science and technology in Sanskrit literature, gods and energies, and then the summary. So, introduction: the ancient alien ancestors and their works, what they have done for the benefit of humanity. So, Lord Vishnu is ruling several lokas. We read in the Puranas. We can read many things other than the planet Earth. Many activities happening outside the Earth. So that's why we have mentioned the alien word. And then because we use it in the modern terminology, that other than the earth, the beings other than who are living other than the planet earth, so the origin is somewhere else. So that is the thing. And then secret messages, ancient coded languages are there. So every text has multiple meanings. It is coded language, and only when we try to understand it in that particular perspective, then only we can able to decode it. So there are many such secret messages in every text. And for example, Hanuman Chalisa. So Hanuman Chalisa, when we read properly and carefully in other form of meaning, then we can get the distance of planet Earth and Sun, the distance from planet Earth to the Sun. So like that, there are many secret messages, coded languages inside every text. So they are delivering to us multiple meanings. The science and technology, they had everything in single text itself. And then the formation of earth and life in it, the ancient alien ancestors have delivered many messages to us. One of the main important thing is that one through Bhagavad Gita. So I have discovered it when I was reading Bhagavad Gita, and I am very happy there are other researchers also who discovered this meaning. So Bhagavad Gita is not only about the single meaning. It is the other meaning is there. That meaning says how the earth is formed, how life in it is formed, and the war, how it happened to create the life in it, what difficulties were there to create life on the planet earth. So it was not only some people having war Mahabharata, some that is single meaning. When we derive the second meaning, we get multiple meanings. So they have coded the language such a way that they are delivering many things to us. So much of knowledge is there in every single literature. So, and then archaeology evidences, there are many archaeological evidences also. I'm going to show in the next slides. And then Puranas, many Puranas are there. As I told, they travel. They used to travel outside the planet Earth. They used to travel in several galaxies, several universes also. So there are many other ancient texts, not only Sanskrit. There are many other language texts also. so which are saying about these ancient ancestors. And the festivals and traditional practices, this is the main thing, because they every single festival is in a particular planetary position, then only the festival date will be there, and the traditional practices also has a scientific meaning in it. So, and apart from that, there are many archaeological sites of alien ancestors. 10,000 year old rock paintings depicting aliens and UFOs found in Chhattisgarh. So here we can see this is very interesting. They used to draw in the cave. So there are UFOs, other planetary beings trying to occupy our planet Earth. So there are also temple carvings showing UFO shaped flying objects. There were many different types of flying objects at that time. And this is one of the famous carving cave in Ellora caves, India. It is a carving of Ravana, which is Vimana. It is a jetpack actually. The text Ramayana is very it is very precious, and it gives us very useful information, and we learn a lot from it. But there are some other things, other meanings of the text Ramayana. The ancient ancestors have composed the Sanskrit literature such a way that we can learn multiple things from it. So let me explain the other angle of the text Ramayana. So it is one of the most popular epics we know, and it is deeply interwoven into the socio-cultural history of India. So it has 24,000 verses, and it is divided into six sections or kandas we say. So it is also one of the oldest, largest epics in the history of the world. So originally composed in Sanskrit language, its original authorship ascribed to Valmiki. So however, there are many versions also and adaptations of the epic. Since the earliest times until now, it has been rendered into multiple languages by numerous scholars from Hindu, Buddhist, Jain, Sikh traditions, both in India outside countries also, such as Cambodia, Indonesia, Thailand, China, Burma, and Malaysia. So the text Ramayana and Mahabharata, when we go through, there are many locations described also. It has happened on the planet Earth, and when I have met a person, a great person, PVN Murthy. He is not there now. So when I met Sir, he is actually founder of an a Vedic Research Institute, one of the Vedic Research Institute. So he has said to me that Ramayana is not the Ramayana which we all know, and it is astronomy. So then that is the first time I came to know about the greatness of Ramayana and Mahabharata text. So that's what, when we decode the text into other forms, when we try to understand multiple meanings, then we can get much more information. And when we relate it to the archaeological evidences, then we can find it more interesting also. So the word Ramayana, it is derived from root word Ram, Rama, or simply Ram with the short vowel A. So Ram is a reference to the hero of the epic we know. So Rama, who is revered by Hindus as the incarnation of Vishnu, and as God himself in the human form. So Lord Rama is one of the avatar of Vishnu, Lord Vishnu. So Rama means to enjoy or to take delight. So Rama means enjoyer, the one who delights in the play of creation. It is a reference to self, Ishvara, or God himself. So Ayanam. So in the Ramayanam, Rama and Ayanam. So Ayanam means going or moving and walking. So thus the Ramayanam means journey of Rama, wandering of Rama. Symbolically we may interpret it as wandering of the soul in the field of Prakriti. or in mortal world. So Rama also means a beautiful woman or beloved wife. So thus hidden within the original meaning of the epic reference to Sita, the wife of Rama. From this perspective, Ramayana is not just about Rama and his wandering in the wilderness. It also refers to the journey of Sita, the mother goddess, and her difficulties in the mortal world as a partner in Dharma to Rama. So that's what when I have discovered in the Ramayanam, there are many meanings. For example, Lord Hanuman. So Lord Hanuman, we say that Vayuputra. So what can we understand scientifically from it? So Vayuputra, there are many types of air. So one of the type of the air is Hanuman, means the cosmic air. Say a human body is nothing without that breathing air, real breathing air. So Lord Rama means the human body, and the Sita, the Shakti driving it. So there are many such meanings which we can understand from the text Ramayana when we decode it, when we try to understand, derive the multiple meanings from it. See how amazing it is. So Ramayana, we can learn many such things, not only the great Rama story about history about it. So we can derive many things from it. So let us see symbolism of the main story. The symbolic significance of Ramayana has been interpreted variously by various scholars. So at the most basic level, epic represents the vulnerabilities to which human beings are susceptible due to their weakness, impurities, and the conflict between good and evil forces which may arise from them. It portrays the deep connection between God and his devotees and the power of devotion. It also suggests how, with virtue and righteousness, with the help of God, mortal beings can surpass even gods in their ability to destroy the evil. The epic Ramayana teaches many valuable lessons. Also, it brings to the force vulnerability of human life and the message that even God is not free from suffering when he incarnates upon earth. So we learn from it that in the midst of difficulties, human beings should not lose their mortal imperative. They should follow the example of Rama and remain on the path of righteousness without succumbing to evil temptations, without surrendering to evil powers. They should also learn from the example of Ravana that knowledge and power can become destructive if it is tainted by the impurities of ignorance, desires, egoism, and delusion. So this is the other form. So Rama symbolizes auspicious qualities, supreme self. He descends into the mortal world, the body, in search of the individual self, Sita, his devotee from which he is separated from the beginning of creation. This Lord Vishnu, as I have told. So multiple forms. They say that everybody, the main three gods, Shiva, Vishnu, and Brahma is in everybody. So what does it mean? It means this only that we are a part of God, and the Ramayana is also a part of us. So everything there are multiple meanings forms of the text. It is so divine, related to our creation also. So Ravana symbolizes the ego with 10 evil qualities, defies God, asserts his individuality due to his tamasic and demonic nature. And the body represents Lanka, which is ruled by the ego Ravana, who holds the embodied self Sita. So in captivity because of delusion and demonic pride. So this is what the meaning is. So this, see how advanced it is, the text, the Ramayana. Not only single form, they are giving us multiple forms, so much knowledge and information hidden inside this text Ramayana. So God Rama assembles the army of monkeys represented by senses and other bodily parts, which are by nature restless and fickle. So, with the help of intelligence, Lakshmana, breath, Hanuman. As I have told you, Hanuman, I have discovered that it is one of the type. So Vayuputra and all those. There are many such things to still go through and discover deeply. So with the help of intelligence Lakshmana and breath Hanuman and the restrained senses army of the devout monkeys, he builds a bridge channel across the ocean of consciousness mind to descend into the being and find the self. He destroys the ego Ravana and its army of evils, reconnects with the individual self Sita. Upon finding the individual self, he subjects it to purification in the fire of austerities, tapa, just as Rama did to Sita, and removes all the impurities which accumulated around the self during its captivity bondage in the body. So Rama and Sita depart from Lanka body and ascend to the immortal heaven, Ayodhya. So through the ethereal plane or mid-region, Pushpaka Vimana, along with the whole army of monkeys and devotees, the divinities or the tattvas in the body. So see how advanced it is. So much, so many meanings and multiple forms are there. So in my research on Vimana Shastra, Vaimanika Shastra, so I am still doing research on Ramayana about Pushpaka Vimanas in this form also. So the symbolism of Mahabharata little I am going to explain Bhagavad Gita. So though there are lives of thousands of kings, why Mahabharata great epic which was composed on the kings of Kuru, Panda, Yadava dynasty. So this is because their lives still continue to inspire lives of not only ruling class but down to every human being on earth. So Mahabharata biggest book ever written which includes all branches of life. So Mahabharata is very powerful, amazing text that inspires awe and wonder about the cosmos also and humanity also. So yes, there are multiple, so many meanings hidden in it, lots of information and knowledge. Mahabharata and the war is not fictional story, historical event. We can see archaeology evidences also, the locations also we can see, the Ramayana also. Everything is history, and we can see the archaeology evidence of Sri Lanka also for Ramayana. So but the author of the epic, what they have done, they have used multiple meanings, multiple information embedded in single text coded language. So here again they have symbolized symbolic images reflect our own inner conflicts. Using these images we dive deep into our inner self, we will be able to appreciate the mystery of our own mind and life. Through this epic we will be left with no unanswered question. So the 100 sons which they have mentioned, we already discussed the eldest son. So there are many meanings. So there, so I am giving a short information only. So eldest son, blind son, Dhritarashtra, Duryodhana, who symbolizes the ego. To blind king who to the blind king symbolize blind mind marries Gandhari. So she out of emotionally love to her blind husband ties a bondage on her eyes. Bandage on her eyes. Gandhari symbolizes blind intellect following the blind mind. So blind mind, blind intellect breeds many desires through 10 sense organs, right? So five are senses of knowledge, perception, the eyes, nose, ears, tongue, skin. So Gnanendriyas they say. So the other five senses of action, mouth, hands, feet. So all such things. So 10, when we multiply everything, 10 directions again, north, south, east, west, north, east, south, east, every such thing. And this also totally when we multiply and calculate. So there are a total 100. So properties, desires, thoughts, ambitions, expectations, dreams, all these kind of things. So these are the children of the mind symbolized as 100 sons in Mahabharata. So the eldest son of this thought is Duryodhana, which means the one whom it is difficult to fight. Do when we translate it, do means difficulty, Yodh means to fight and represents the ego. So it is difficult to fight, right? So the second son, brother of Duryodhana, Dushasana. So again, when we translate, it is something that which is difficult to control. And this is something more interesting. When I have read the text Mahabharata, sorry, Bhagavad Gita, this is where I have realized the other meaning. So the Pandavas, the five elements, so let us see. Pandu, a younger brother of blind king Dhritarashtra, represents wisdom. So wisdom nature represents, hence the ruling power to the blind men. Children of wisdom are ready. So Pandu's wife Kunti, which means invoke, she invokes the powerful inspiration nature and bears the children. The first child is Yudhishthira. So Yudhi means in battles, Stara means tranquil or undisturbed. So Yudhishthira's play a symbol of peace and the sky element of Panchabhutas. So what it means is sky. Sky is a bridge transcendence to the conscious state and represents as throat chakra. And peace should be the ruler of us, but the ego demands that it should be that take control over. So this fight for the throne is Mahabharata war. In the war, Bhima, the second son of Pandavas, killed all 99 sons of Dhritarashtra. So Bhima means life force or breath. So the air element in Panchabhutas. So Bhima is the breath that brings the awareness, means oneness. So that thing, and the ignorance of duality dissolves in the purity of love. It represents heart chakra. And now Arjuna, the third, represents fire element. So all the Pandavas, like I said, five elements: earth, fire, air, water, sky, all like that. So Raju means rope or bondage. Na means no. So this represents Arjuna means that represent not really bonded but free. And Arjuna represents liberating thoughts in us, bringing peace. So Arjuna is inquiring mind burns like fire, destroys the darkness of ignorance. Means we think why, how, all these things, and when we try to understand, we lose the ignorance. It destroy. So burning fire is what needs to be given direction, and that is why out of the five brothers, Arjuna was taught Bhagavad Gita. So that is why, that's the reason. And Arjuna represents mastering the heat or power, means of senses, symbolized as the navel chakra. And then Nakula. So Na means no, Nakula means bank of river or shore. Means the boundless, endless flow of water. Nakula means. So he represents the flowing energy of desires. So energy to reproduce. Water is the element of nature that sustains life and reproduction. And now Sahadeva is the youngest of Pandavas, represents earth element, solidness, reality of manifestation. Earth is the discriminating element, food factor. It is through inquiry of real, unreal that drives us to seek wisdom. Earth is the foundation of inquiry. And then Nakula Sahadeva twins, and it is interesting to know their symbolism. Nakula represents sexual energy that produce life. Sahadeva representing inquiring attitude. So according to Vedas, life began when the cosmic consciousness wanted to know itself, and hence life Nakula knowing Sahadeva are twins. So like that in every so like that means in every text there is complete science and technology hidden in it. When we see the technology form, we can understand how advanced they were, the ancient ancestors were. The text itself, they have mentioned so much information. Now when we every one of us can want to write something, we can write only single form, that too not perfect any language. But see how advanced things they have done in Sanskrit language. They have coded so many messages in Ramayana, Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita, others. So now in this slide I am going to explain a little more about various gods and energies. So representation Vishwakarma, the main god, god of design. What I have done research. So it is he is the original creator, architect, divine engineer of the universe from before the advent of time, and he is responsible for the dimensions of the universe and everything. So, and then the three main gods are energies: Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. Means it is a creation energy, Brahma; Vishnu, the transforming energy; and Shiva, we can say that it is recycling and destroying, and then again recycling. So I have seen an amazing sloka in Annavaram temple once upon a tree, a big board. So very amazing sloka. So the roots of the tree is Brahma, means the seed. When we plant a seed, so the plant comes from it. The it takes birth. So from the seed, then so the moola, the root is Brahma, and then transformation at the middle of that tree. So means the means transformation means the from the branch to the leaves, and then again then it will be transforming into a flower and then fruit. So and then Shiva at the end of the tree, they said in the sloka when we translate. So what does it mean? When the flower transforms into a fruit and falls down onto the earth, right? So when it falls down onto the earth, again the seed will be planted, and again it will be taking new birth into another tree. So that much. So see how much advanced meaning it has. It the sloka lines, I think only 4 lines of sloka. See how much advanced and amazing information it has in it. And so similarly every god in mentioned, like for example starting from Brahma, Brahma wife is Saraswati. Means what does it mean? So when the plant seed is there, when the seed is there, it should, for example we plant apple tree, and it doesn't give banana, it gives only it gives only apple tree. What is it? The information and the knowledge, the thing, the hidden inside it. So it is something like bonding energy. The wife of Brahma, Saraswati. So like that, the everything is forms of energy in the second meaning. So Brahma, so wife is Saraswati, and then Shiva, wife is Parvati, like that. And then Vishnu Murti, Lakshmi. So Vishnu, the transforming energy, it needs materialistic things again. So Lakshmi Devi. So like that, there is a family tree. When we derive all the meanings and understand, so it is so advanced. We need to do more lots of research on every god's stories, history, and all those things to understand the universe. So and then symbolism of Vimana Shastra. So till now, I think nobody have discovered this. I have found nowhere, and I think that I'm only the first person to discover it. So Vimana Shastra not only has technology meaning in it. So I have discovered that it has spiritual meaning also, and universe and energies related meaning also. For example, Vimana means the human body, and astronaut means the soul, means the energy in it. So and then universe and energies related meaning, which I have discovered from Vimana Shastra. It is like for example, in a planet or a sun, that is Vimana, and the energy means energy to with which it is moving, that is called that is astronaut. So when I translate the complete text Vimana Shastra into these multiple meanings, we can write again new multiple books, multiple discoveries about the complete universe and the human beings also.